Welcome everyone. Today we're going to ask Kevin to tell us about his experience when Reg Park was coaching the South African team in 1984.
I spoke of Reg some weeks ago, how I met him and how he encouraged me when I was in the Air Force gym. I left Pretoria after that to go back home, and I came back to Pretoria end of 1974, beginning of 75 to open up my own gym, and I became very much involved with Reg once again. We had a gym owners federation, or there was a gym owners federation of which Reg was chairman, and they got me involved with it. So we worked together for a while in this gym owners federation. But not only that, we did competitions together, posing exhibitions, and did throughout South Africa. I remember going down to Durban with Reg, doing a show down there and all over, and we became close as friends other than just for bodybuilding. In 1984, South Africa got an invitation to send a team to the World Championships, and they asked Reg to be the coach of the team. Reg asked a group of the top bodybuilders in the country to come together on a Sunday in Joburg, and we got together that he could help us all prepare firstly for the South African Championships, so they could choose a team to go to the World Championships, and that he could help everyone with their training and preparation. Of the group invited, only 3 of us stayed with this preparation. It was myself, Johann du Toit and Jordaan. We stuck it out Sunday after Sunday, going to Joburg with Reg helping us with he helped us not only with our training and making sure we were doing the correct exercises for what was needed, but also with our posing exhibitions, even so far as choosing music for us to use with our posing exhibition. And Reg was very generous with his time and helped us and encouraged us, and it was a fantastic time together. We all 3 won our different sections at the South African Championships that year, and so we were chosen to go overseas to the World Championships. We flew over to America with a group of supporters, and Reg and Marion were with us too, and it was fantastic sharing time together and being as almost like a family. Unfortunately, that year, with all the sanctions against South Africa, they kicked us out at the last minute. And I remember my class, of which I thought I had a chance of doing very well there, walking off the stage, looking at the prejudging, and Reg walking behind me and putting his arm around me and saying to me, he thought that was my class to have taken there, which in my opinion was very generous of Reg to have said. Anyway, that wasn't the end. We were always in contact, phoning each other and friends with each other. And in 1986, I went to the Mr. Universe in Tucson, Arizona, and Reg was one of the judges there. So once again, he encouraged me. My wife was with me. We both competed, and Reg was very generous in his comments and all that was said about the competition. In 1987, I had an invitation to go to the NABA Mr. Universe in London, and I asked Reg if he would help me. We used to go every Sunday to Reg's house in Morningside, Johannesburg, and Reg was very generous in advising exercises, how to go about it and all this. So Reg in his time and was very, very generous with me. Unfortunately, I was sort of coming to the end of my era as a bodybuilder. I did enter SA's Best Developed Man, which I won in 1990, and in 1991 I entered again and only came third. Reg phoned me up the next day and said to me, between him and his wife, they felt I should have won, that they made a mistake with their judging, which was unfortunately one of the reasons why I decided to step out of competitive bodybuilding locally. But we stayed in contact with each other all the years, and it was about 2 months before Reg passed away in 2007. I think about 4 or 5 months before that, we'd phoned Reg, Johann du Toit and myself, and said, you know, we were, for all the things that he'd done for us in our competitive years and as friends and friendship, and we wanted to take him out for a meal, and he had this melanoma, and he said, look, he's not feeling too good and he doesn't like people seeing him in that condition, but we'll choose a time. He phoned me up about 2 months before he passed on, saying to me, he's feeling very good. Let's make a plan this week to go out and have a meal together. And the tragedy, unfortunately, was I got a phone call the next day to say he'd taken a turn for the worst, which was the last I'd ever spoke to Reg. Thanks, everyone.